It says, I'm interested in helping to develop fun community events that will be accessible to families of all kinds. I think my experience as a mom of 4, a professional musician, and a member of the Martin on Main committee will help. And she was a volunteer at on the Nazareth Chambers Martin on Main Festival Committee for 3 years. So she's been in the borough for 1.5 years and wants to get involved in this. At this point we only have 2 members. So I would make a motion that we recommend Lilith Uller to fill in a seat, which I don't know what we need to find out what the term is, where she is filling a seat.
Let's make it the longest seat we can. Because there's what, is that a 5-person commission?
I think 5-person. And there's 2 on there, one by way of the Parks.
Oh, there was something up here that told you that changes.
Yeah, there is something up there. She did volunteer to come Monday at 6:30 if you want to interview her. It's up to you guys.
I don't feel we need to. She's a professional musician. Taking the initiative that she wants to be on.
I don't know what tells you that.
I'll tell you what, if you guys just want to do that, and I'll send you.
I found it.
Oh, you found it.
It's set here.
So anyhow, I make the motion as soon as he figures out the term.
It would end 6/7/2013.
All right.
So the 3-year term expired 6/7/2013.
So that is my motion.
They all do. For one. Whether 2012 or 2013.
You know what? Michelle Steiner sent me an email as well.
And she was.
Well, you know what? We'll go through this one.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I'll
forwarded.
second your motion.
I did see the email.
All right, so all in favor?
Okay, and then I'll make a motion that we also reappoint Shelley, what's the name?
Michelle Steiner.
Michelle Steiner, I'm sorry, to a new term to expire, whatever expiration.
It would be 3 years.
Plus this, right? So you could go to 6/7/2015.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Now, and then Janae was just appointed for what is her actual term then? Is that on
Ending
here?
6/7/2013.
Okay, so we have 3 seats available, or 2 seats
We
available.
have 3 full, we still have 2 seats available.
All right, and we want to get that going because then it can actually
We can
generate
get some
some.
things
Yeah,
done.
we really need Lilith on board. And we still have 2 openings on that commission that we
I think there is
Yeah,
somebody
it'd
else.
be nice if we can get at least 1 more because if somebody can't show up, you still have a
Right.
quorum for a meeting.
I mean, don't get me wrong, those two ladies have.
You have a quorum, right? Because you don't go by
3's
5,
quorum.
you go by. Well, no, you don't go by
No,
5.
you go by the number that you actually have.
So if there's
2 of them are.
a quorum, 2 out of 2 is a quorum.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 is a quorum. Because it doesn't go by
Oh,
5.
by how many you have?
How many you have on
By
the
how many you have.
But we
I
still
didn't
want
know that. I
the
thought it was by
more
actual
people, the
seats.
better it's going to work, and they want them, especially as next year approaches and they think about
Okay.
changing things. But that's 3. I mean, we're getting somewhere at least, and they're meeting and things are getting done.
All right, let's move on to the Rodale letter from Bud Coates for the Emmaus Community Swimming Pool. They want to, again, use the pool on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from 7 to 8 a.m. as they have been doing for many years. In the past, they have begun use of the pool on a Wednesday following Memorial Day, so that's
It'll be Wednesday, the 30th of May.
yes, it would. All right, and that would run through August 31st of 2012. This year, July 4th falls on a Wednesday, and because Rodale is closed, we would not offer a program on July 4th. As in the past, Rodale will pay $25 per rental session and the $12.50 per session for a lifeguard. Obviously, I'm in favor of doing this. The only thing is, you know, our costs for the swimming pool have gone up all the time. I know it's kind of a sticky issue because Rodale always donates
Rodale does a lot for us.
for the borough, such as the trail. They donated, I
Considerable
believe,
sum.
about $10,000
Yeah.
towards the trail. And, I mean,
We're also working with them right now on a walkable communities thing that we're still trying to
yeah,
coordinate.
so,
that.
I mean, everyone benefits from this. So anyhow, I'll make the motion that we grant them the use with the dates and times that were mentioned for the fee of $25 per rental session. It's only 1 hour, by the way, so 7 to 8, 3 times a week. So
No, you do need to talk to Chris about scheduling a lifeguard for that. And I'll second your motion.
and contingent upon them providing the proper insurance.
Second.
All those in favor? Next is a banner permit application. Oh, that goes to general ed.
What's that?
The banner permit, that goes to general
Yeah, that's
That banner on the
general.
triangle, or is that banner across the street?
administration.
I think that's,
That doesn't go to Parks and Rec.
no, that's across the
I just
street.
had it on the wrong, I didn't,
That was,
this is GA. So the only two other things I have is the 3rd annual Emmaus Main Street Partners Beer Fest and Classic Car Show. Not the banner, but the Emmaus Community Park Arts Pavilion and surrounding lawn area, October 6th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So they're asking for the Arts Pavilion. I'm assuming it's available.
I think they're already scheduled to have it. It's
Yeah.
what's past the season typically, right?
So I just want to read through here, see what the street banner, which will be handled separately. They're going to put a canopy up.
Do we charge them to rent lawn space?
No, we haven't in the past for anybody.
I guess you're right.
They are going to have amplified sound for music and announcements. Of course, they're in the Arts Pavilion, and it's only going to 6. No inflatables. Alcohol sold included in admission ticket. And insurance is by Hartford. They have, I don't have the insurance here. But they have $1 million.
What are they asking?
So we need approval, they circled, so the alcohol, no, for the,
I think they need approval of
Arts
the Arts
Pavilion?
Pavilion.
The Arts Pavilion they can rent, they just
Yeah,
need
they
approval
can
to sell they need approval to sell alcohol. Are they done by?
they're going to 6 o'clock.
Okay.
It's 10 in the morning to 6.
Oh, and don't they need permission to put cars on the grass maybe?
Well, we can make that contingent upon working out with Jeff Clapper where they can go and where they can't go. Does that sound good? So approval would be, we have to approve the alcohol, the cars.
Well, you know what, that's one that I was questioning what kind of, there's something about glass in there, but I didn't really understand. They're gonna pour it in the glass? Did it say that there? I remember seeing that.
That was the Sanger Fund, I think.
I thought it was Main Street.
I
I know person.
Oh, here, let me read this. Permission to use the lawn area and Arts Pavilion for car show. So
That's
that's
no problems with that.
police coverage, 12 noon to 5 p.m.
So that's what paid for.
Request waiver regarding rule that beer be in cans/kegs. As a beer tasting event, over 70 different beers will be opened and poured into tasting glasses. There you go, that's what you
Yeah, I
read.
don't agree with the glass.
By event volunteers. At no time will attendees have access to the bottles. So they're just pouring it in glasses and serving it.
But that means somebody's gonna walk around with a glass in their hand? I didn't understand that.
They're going to be serving, they're going to be pouring from a specific spot and then serving it. So they're not carrying a bottle and pouring it somewhere.
They're
They're
carrying a glass now though, instead of a bottle.
not a glass, a cup.
Just glass.
Hold on.
So you just told me you're gonna pour it
And
in
tasting
glass.
glasses by event volunteers. At
If
no
they're doing
time.
plastic cups, I have no issues, but if they're doing glass, then we have to approve that waiver, and I don't know what that, I didn't know if that's what they
Well,
meant.
I mean, we have that rule, but if they ask for permission, it is a beer tasting event. And
As long as it stays within the Arts Pavilion.
I mean, if we
it's not a
just
big
do it
deal.
specifically for this event, I don't have a problem for one event, and it's still a park rule that you can't have glass in we're granting them permission because it's a specific event, it's a fundraiser. I mean, that's if we so choose. At no time will attendees have access to the bottles.
So maybe they're using a cup, they're just saying it's going to go in a glass.
I can't imagine they're going to put it in a glass.
I wouldn't have thought so either.
I would think.
Well, they might if they're expensive beers, and they're not going to want to serve it in a plastic cup.
Is the Emmaus Main Street Partners?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Requesting
Maybe we need to
permission.
get clarification on whether it's a
If it's a glass or a cup, because
Then we have time. We have time in this. Maybe we ask questions before we approve anymore.
I would rather.
Let's come up with our questions.
Because I'm not going to vote for selling alcohol.
We have plenty of time, so let's come up with our questions, and then we'll have it for the next meeting, or we can do it before the next council meeting.
Maybe we should ask Terry to come to the next meeting.
But questions would be,
Why don't we invite Terry Madison to the next meeting? The next Parks and Rec meeting.
you don't want to write the questions down.
Okay. Is it a glass or a cup?
Yeah, a glass or cup.
Where will the cars park?
Well, how many? I would say how many.
How many are
I mean,
there?
if it's 5, 10 cars, who
Right.
cares?
But if it's
If we're
300
talking
cars,
50,
yeah.
50 or more.
Yeah, we have no idea of that.
How many police? Is it just 1, 2? Just out of curiosity, we'd like to know.
I'm assuming you're paying to get into the Arts Pavilion. You're buying a wristband to get into the Arts Pavilion, and then once you're in, all the beer will be consumed within the Arts Pavilion. Is my assumption.
Yeah.
Because those are typically the rules that it stays within the pavilion.
And then they're requesting to set up beer truck. That would be included with using
I don't
alcohol.
think that's a problem. There's often beer trucks.
But they're asking for food vendors. Do we have to approve food vendors?
To sell banners.
Food vendors.
I don't know.
They're going to be set up in the lawn area. Did we approve it for any of the other event, like the Emmaus Community Day?
No, but that's our event. You know, I mean, that's
Oh, here is a map. I don't know if they have car show. They're looking to go in the grass area there. Looks like they have maybe.
And I don't think the other.
It looks like they have
have
3 rows. 3 rows pulled.
the only thing I'm going to say to you, and I need to ask you.
And the park's closed at that point. There's no
Well,
swimming.
October 8th, there's another event,
Okay.
and I don't know if I forwarded that to you guys or not. I'm sitting here, that's why I was sitting here going, oh no.
But that's 2 days later.
That's the next day.
This is the 6th.
Yeah, okay, then it would be the 7th. That's
Okay.
a Saturday. It's a.
And it's in the pavilion, art
yeah,
pavilion?
Same place.
What is it? Is it
It-
Sanderbund or is it?
No, it's a benefit bike run for a fallen police
Oh,
officer.
yeah, okay.
Adam Knobloch
Okay.
gave me the letter. I thought I gave it to all of you. Maybe I just gave it to Wes. Maybe I didn't give it to
Wes hasn't-
anybody.
Somebody mentioned it to me.
So is the
maybe
problem, is the concern that the cleanup and having it ready for the next day?
That's definitely a concern. I mean, which we can make sure that that's done.
I mean, the cars and everything would be out. It's
You
the
haven't-
cleanup
you
of the
haven't-
trash, basically.
You haven't voted on either event yet. You haven't voted on the other one either, because I don't think that you guys have seen it, and that's why I was searching through this stuff. Because you should have gotten it and you didn't.
When they do these events, they pay for the rental, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Pay for the rental of the Arts Pavilion. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's a benefit, so.
I guess the question would be if they're doing a benefit motorcycle run for a fallen police officer, do you charge them?
Is it a borough resident or a borough?
It's our own police officer
Police
that's
officer coordinating.
that's coordinating it.
But is it it's not a
I don't
police
know.
officer.
I doubt it.
Um,
I think it's
I
for
don't-
fallen police officers in general. I think is what
And
it is.
it's a question of what are they actually doing? Are they riding and parking in the parking lot, walking to
But-
the Arts Pavilion?
But there are costs involved. I mean, somebody has to go out there and clean up afterwards and pick up the trash and do that. So there are.
But you know what? Maybe we'll cross that one when you see it, because
Yeah.
you don't have it in front of
And
you.
maybe we do it at cost.
I'll tell you. That'll be in your Friday packet, though. I'll make
Okay.
sure you guys
But
get that. in your-
okay.
I don't want to set off an avalanche where there are
100 organizations that want to use the Arts Pavilion.
they're all fundraisers or good causes, and they
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I
So,
mean, and many of them will be, but
maybe we give a
And
reduced
I
rate.
think the one that you're talking about may have typically happened at the VFW, because there's often that Sunday bike run in the fall where they all go into the
Okay.
VFW and get something to eat, but the VFW is not capable of having them anymore. So maybe that's why we're getting community park.
And that may be the one.
All right, so when we get that, we'll have
We'll
more
have to deal with
information.
that when-
Hopefully, get more information.
This one, let's wait for.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote me. I have the letter. I thought
I may have seen it. I don't
I'm
know.
positive Wes has it, but well,
All right,
I
so
don't know.
last one is the Lehigh Sager Fund. Now, we approved those dates and times, but I think there was something else that was going back. I'm not sure, but
I thought we approved everything.
Well, here, I have the council thing here.
or maybe he dropped it then, because I think, wasn't there, would appreciate consideration for additional vendors. Maybe it was for the vendors, non-alcoholic. Currently we have interest in kettle corn. Oh, he said he was gonna drop that.
Drop the
thing.
kettle corn. Drop the Jägermeister. I think.
Also on displaying cars, Porsche Club. So maybe that was the only thing then.
We didn't know about that yet.
Yeah, you guys voted to extend the hours. You voted to do the alcohol. You didn't. It doesn't look like he sent anything back to committee.
I don't think so. I think we're done with that.
Okay, so they have permission to use the park for cars then, for Porsches? I don't know, I don't remember approving that.
We have not. He did not know if that was going to happen or not yet. I think he said he would come
All
back
right,
to us
well,
if that was
maybe
going to
you
happen.
can find out if they're gonna have that or not, and then.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
And that's all I had in my packet, I don't know.
This one just came.
I've got a couple things. Oh,
This one looks pretty easy.
Came when? Oh, you went in your.
Oh no, this is the problem.
what's that?
Oh, North Street, 3rd to 4th. That's.
I have a couple things here.
Okay.
Emmaus Arts
Oh, it's
Commission,
Memorial
Arts in the
Triangle.
Garden for July 21st,
At the memorial.
7 to 2 p.m.
At the Memorial Triangle, they would like 5
What is it? Arts in the Garden?
Emmaus Arts Commission,
council.
Arts in the Garden is the program.
There's
Edens of Emmaus.
What's the
That's all it is.
Edens of Emmaus?
Like that.
When did you get that?
Setting on the table right.
It just came in today.
Oh, okay.
So
So there weren't copies yet.
Paula had. She asked me. She said she just gotten it. What do you want me to do with it? I said put it up
Well,
on
it's
the
good
table.
if we can address it now.
So,
Yeah.
And it is July, so it's not too far off.
yeah.
Okay, so let's see what they're asking for. It's 7 to 2 p.m.
Is there another copy of it?
Yeah,
There should be.
yeah.
There should be 3 copies
I
or
only
4
saw 2.
copies.
I could have mixed them up in papers, but I only saw 2. You can have that one. Though.
Estimated at 300 people.
Something they've done something like it in the past involving St. John's UCC Church. Now they're just putting a few canopies on Memorial Triangle and asking to close that little section of road.
Main Street.
No, north, because it's Memorial Triangle.
Well, street closing request, Main Street, Creamery, 4th.
Wait a minute. We got 2 different things
We
here.
have 2 completely different requests here.
This is
No,
North
we
Street.
cannot. No, we cannot close that street 7 to 2 on a Saturday. We just cannot. This one we can do. That one we cannot.
This is for vendor.
Oh, there's 2 different
vendors.
requests. This one's easy. That one is not. I don't think you can close that street 7 to 2 on a Saturday. I think the merchants will have a fit. was
I
just
mean,
down
we
there talking to
could,
them
we
this
can have the vendors on the triangle. I mean, granted, depending on what they are, but we can't. You can't close the street.
You
down.
may be able to limit parking on the triangle side of it, but you'd still have to have parking on the vendor side of it. They would
This
not
is
accept
another
that.
thing where we need. It'd be nice if somebody could explain what they're looking at.
Oh, I'm sure he
Well,
will.
I'm sure he will. We just have to wait to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, we
just
don't
give it
need
to
till
This one's an easy one.
June then.
I'm sure Mike would probably explain it at the council meeting.
Or Bob Vayner will come, or
Yeah.
Dick Farmer will come. This one's easy. Memorial's easy. That one is much more difficult. I don't think we would be smart to close the triangle on a
They're gonna
Saturday.
have 5 10 by 10 tents on the triangle, on the perimeter of the triangle.
Pick a side street for God's sake.
Well, this one they did. This one they're going up in Memorial Triangle.
Okay, well then.
But why don't they just
Do a vending up
everything
there.
up there?
You can close the street down there.
They want this street closed, but then why don't they put all the vendors up
You
there? Maybe we have to
could
suggest
close.
that
You
to
could
them.
close one side of those, either one side or the other.
I can see where these downtown businesses are sick
You
and
can't-
tired of dealing with.
Well, you can't lose a Saturday. I mean, that's a Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we're always trying to close the street down while they're trying to do business. You know, I mean, these guys have to be.
Well, some of them are in the
considerate.
evenings.
So like the concert, the Special Entertainment Commission is
Yeah,
closing at
that's-
6 to 9. So I went through the businesses.
Yeah,
I went to a bunch of
and
them. We
they're
talked to
okay
them.
with
No
that,
problem.
but-
No problem. As
but
long as
this-
it's after 5, no problem. Not
Right,
as long as it's after
evenings
5.
all right.
No problem. We're closed at 5.
This
on
whole
Saturday.
killing these guys on a Saturday, that's
can't-
probably their biggest
You
business.
can't. I would think. I mean,
would-
especially the old women going to get their hair
I
done
would think
down
Mike
there,
would know that.
and the
On
elephant's
Saturday.
trunk, and the creamery, I mean, on a Saturday, how many baseball games are gonna happen on a Saturday that those people are gonna want somewhere to park and you're gonna lose them?
And to put vendors in the triangle when they're open.
Everybody
during
should
that
be
time.
open Saturday. I'm sure
Yes,
everybody,
everyone's open.
except for your law offices
And that's your, and we don't have any on that.
So, I mean,
level.
suggest moving it up to the triangle. I mean, if they have the event up there, why not have the tents and the vendors up there
Close
too?
3rd or 4th Street, close another side of that. You know what I mean? That's not
You
a
can
problem.
close I would say the fourth side would be better because third seems to be busier.
Yeah, I would think you could close that 4th Street from Memorial Triangle down to Red.
And you could even do the bottom side, the bottom side in between St. John's and the triangle,
Sure.
where they do the memorial. You could close that off too. So
Yeah,
you
that's what
have
they're
like
asking.
have like an L.
They're asking they're asking the lower side, but yeah, you could close that. You could close
That
those
whole L
blocks,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand it's not as prominent as a downtown triangle, but they can set up without closing the road
It's
downtown.
still, yeah, it's still the,
It's a main business, and the businesses will benefit from people setting up on the triangle, but they will lose if the road's closed. And I'm sure the
So,
merchants do not want to lose. Saturday,
Ideally,
21st.
setting up
What
at
else
most
is Saturday,
spots.
21st?
that's community day. So this is the
Well,
arts in
what
the
if they know it's the
garden.
same day as
Yeah, oh
community?
yeah, absolutely. This is by design.
Well, we don't,
They
we
wanna
don't have,
do-
do we have the manpower to?
They want to do the arts in the garden in the morning. This whole idea was they're going to do this thing in the morning, and then in the afternoon is when
What time's community day?
community day starts.
Noon.
Probably noon. Yeah.
We don't want I don't know that we want overlapping events.
It
I guess
doesn't
if you have
matter.
an
It's two
hour,
different
yeah.
things. One's gardening versus sports.
Yeah, I think that.
But like me personally, if I'm going to go to both events, I don't want to be gone the entire Saturday to go hang out at this one and then go right down to community day for the rest of the
Although it
day.
does start in the
I
morning.
think
like,
you'll
you go to
see.
this in the
I
morning.
think
and
you
then go
see
to-
different clientele.
probably two different crowds of people.
Okay.
I think we'll need. Let's
think you're gonna
address it when we
see-
get more info.
I think something like this, you're going to see your people that love the flowery, artsy things, and probably some of your older crowd. Yeah. Brent, are you a flowery, artsy guy? Yeah. But I think at that community day, you're going to get more.
You're lucky we're on camera.
You're going to get more of the family crowd than anything at the community day. So I do think there's probably
Okay.
two different.
I do not believe
My
we can close the
issue.
triangle.
My issue is they're getting food vendors and stuff,
And they're going to be serving lunch there when lunch is going to be served.
and
at-
we're competing with our event.
You're competing, and we may not have the manpower to open and close roads, and we're going to need. I mean, we're hiring extra people, so there has to be an associated cost.
Let's
with
get
closing
more.
roads.
Let's get more info on it. And
Do you want me to invite them to the next? When is it? July.
Well,
Do you want me to invite them to the June committee meeting?
yeah, or come to a council meeting where they can. I mean, not everyone can come in. And
maybe a
afternoon,
council
but-
meeting. Maybe it should be a council meeting. I
Because
don't
then
know.
everybody gets the
Maybe it should
same
just go
info.
straight. Maybe this one can go right to full council so we can get the information. If something has to be sent back to committee, ask Leanne what she thinks. But I would think they should come to a council meeting to explain this,
I
because you're right, you
prefer.
can't-
I
you
prefer
can't
getting
go
the
downtown
info from
and-
them, whether they come to our next meeting or do it at a committee or a council meeting, and then we discuss it at our next committee meeting.
And this is going to offend the people who are having community day if someone else is trying to serve lunch on a triangle.
I don't know, but
I mean, if I'm working hard to have lunch and dinner at Community Park and asking everybody in Emmaus to come, and then somebody else says, well, I'm going to have lunch on the triangle for a whole bunch of people, I would be offended that someone else would be doing that.
I think I agree with Shane. I think it's two different crowds: gardening versus.
But food on the triangle is...
The food on the triangle
Well,
thing
I
is a
mean, they
concern.
could
I mean,
move that down.
I agree, yeah.
They can move that down to the.
And they
other
used to
side.
do it. They used to have the food in the basement of St. John's UCC, the church.
I know why they're trying to do it the time they are. I think they're looking at it from their perspective as this is kind of like an intro to community day type of thing. That's why they're doing it in the morning. But
And I'm curious how they've talked to the Parks and Rec Commission.
I can
about
tell
this
you,
money.
I can tell you that I've been working with Vicki Gruber, and she hasn't mentioned this one time to me.
So she doesn't know anything about it.
Well, I mean, I think that's probably
Is this a first time event for them?
fair to.
I mean, they've done other things, the porch
They've done
gardens and
something
stuff like
like
that.
that.
Is this
They've done that art thing, art in the gardens. They've done
right with the different properties,
Yeah.
right?
So they're tweaking it a little bit.
Okay. All right, so we'll hold off till we get more info on that. Is there anything else you
I
said?
have two things. First of all, we need to really step it up on this concession stand thing.
Oh, I got something for you.
All right.
Now,
I have two things. Here's an email that I forwarded to Wes. You know, I emailed Leanne because we got this last minute request here. But she told me to send it to the rec committee anyway. Karen Pashevko sent me an email, and I told her to email it over to me. Hi Shane, now this is for pavilion rental, or using a pavilion on 5/9, so that's this weekend. Here's a confirmation of our phone conversation from this morning. I'm a resident of the Stryer section. My neighbors and I are organizing a Stryer section neighborhood meeting with the Wildlife Conservancy to discuss their land conservation efforts in our area of South Mountain. The meeting will be held on Wednesday, May 9th from 6 to 7:30 in the pavilion at Borough Park. We respectfully request that the Borough waive the $100 fee to reserve this pavilion. We will not be serving refreshments, so there will be no cleanup after our event. Thank you for your consideration of the request. Bottom line is there's a neighborhood meeting. They don't want to pay the fee.
They don't need to rent it or anything, they could just show up.
Well, they
and
could,
have
what
the
happens
meeting.
if somebody else would be there? So they're asking to rent it, and our typical response is weekday borough organizations, that's fine, we waive the fee.
Okay.
So I'll make, because it's a Wednesday night.
But when is it, this Wednesday?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Oh, so we have a council meeting, okay, so
Well, and you know, my question to Leanne was, look, you know, you have a council meeting on Monday, they kind of are going to want to know before that. But she told me to send it to you guys and have council vote on it.
And I think it's fine. I don't think it'll be a problem.
And
whatever.
it is a borough organization, I know Karen.
It's
but-
the neighborhood. It's basically a neighborhood group.
All right, make a motion that we waive the fee for Wednesday, May 9th, for the Borough Line Pavilion, because it is, as we have done in the past, it is a borough organization, per se, I guess you could say. So,
I'll second that.
all those in favor? All right. And there should be no trash pickup other than if people
No,
bring drinks,
no.
their own drinks or
And
something.
there's people in that pavilion often. You know, there's kids that are after baseball games and during baseball games with parents there. No, Borough Line just seems pretty heavy. It's almost always game.
Last thing I have for you guys, again, I need to get you that benefit right information. I apologize. But the Friends of the 1803 House have recently begun cooperative educational programs with 7th Generation Charter School on Minor Street. One current project is the planting of a new herb garden, and is in the process. And in this process, we have discovered that the garden would very likely cross over on the Rodale Incorporated property. It was not apparent until studying the actual property boundaries that this grassy area surrounding the house was only partly borough property, and that for the new garden and other outdoor events, it would be beneficial to have the northern and eastern property lines located nearer to the street. Rodale Incorporated has since offered the parcel roughly illustrated on the attached sketch, which you guys can take a look at that, on the attached sketch to the Friends at no cost, with the provision that we provide the required engineering and legal services for the transfer. The Friends are therefore asking for council's approval to proceed further with the lot line adjustment. We have had preliminary discussions with Jim Farnsworth and with Jeff Ott of Ott Consulting Incorporated regarding the technicalities to legally acquire the additional property from Rodale. We would like to make this acquisition with the least expenditure possible. Sincerely yours, Richard T. Farmer. Bottom line is they want to adjust the lot lines. But
Yeah, from where to where?
Um,
Okay, I'm not familiar with the grounds too good.
There's a
right
little-
here's the current lot line, I think.
Okay, and they want to make it what?
See where this dotted line is?
Yeah.
That's where they want to make it. They want to adjust it.
And who's
to,
asking for this, Rodale?
Rodale's giving it to.
They're giving it to them,
But
which would be us, I guess.
Well, that's
So then they
my
went,
only concern.
is this grass here
Yeah,
or woods?
this is grassy area.
It's grass. It's grass.
I think
So,
there's trees. I
what-
think there are trees in there.
Do they
Yeah.
currently mow it? Is
Yeah.
that why they don't want to deal with the maintenance
It's
of it?
completely
It's
occupied
useless.
by 1803.
They thought
Totally
it.
assumed.
They thought the property was already to the creek line.
So they just want to donate it?
Yeah, Rodale donated.
Okay, so if we don't take
I.e. the
it,
borough. Yeah, they're going to give it to us. As long
But-
as it's going to us, not the Friends of the
Yeah.
The borough's going to take it.
well, here's the thing though. I
1803
mean, by
is
us
paid for?
taking it, it takes it off the tax rolls too,
Yeah, you're gonna lose about $100 a year. Yeah.
or whatever it is. I mean, it's going to be tax money though.
But it's more property for us. I mean, why would you not take free property?
Because it's nothing that we're gonna use it for.
We use it now, and they're gonna put a garden on it.
Who's gonna put it on?
1803, through the 7th generation charter school that you're building. Time period garden.
So why can't they still do that and let it do it on Rodale property?
Because they figured out it's Rodale's property, and then they wanted to do the right thing and talk to Rodale, and Rodale said, well, we'll give you the property.
But Rodale had the the garden on their property, who cares? Just let them have, Rodale have that garden. I mean, why do you gotta change the property line? And it takes it off the tax
It was
rolls.
only partly borough property, and that for the new garden and other outdoor events, it would be beneficial to have the northern and eastern property lines located nearer to the stream.
Beneficial for who?
For them, because I guess our
Right.
liability wouldn't cover outdoor events that they would have if they were on Rodale's property.
Correct.
So we could assume liability if somebody got hurt on a portion of Rodale's
We're
property.
responsible anywhere they have an accident.
I can tell you this, if you two are split on this,
Yeah.
we need to table this to the next committee meeting, because if it's
I
a
just
one,
think,
if it's a
why
one,
do it? They can put a garden on Rodale's property.
But if somebody's going to give you property
It
and make
takes
it.
it off the tax rolls. I mean, we're not gonna do anything with it.
You both have a good argument.
Yeah, we can ask Alan, we can ask Alan or Rich, or Dick how
I
much.
give away land too that I'm not using if I didn't have to pay taxes on it anymore.
I never thought of that. Never even considered that, 'cause I have lots of land that I don't use, that I never thought I should give away. Never thought of that. Proposed addition very
Who are
rough.
you giving it to?
I don't know, you want it? I've got swamp, you want it? Never thought of that. I just never looked at it that way.
Do you guys want to table this to your next committee meeting?
Existing lot is
We will
150.
do.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I'll make a motion to table.
I'll second. Well, we don't need to, we just don't address it, right?
Yeah, well, I'll just,
That's right.
we'll just put it on.
So it's gotta be very minimal, right?
I gotta go look at the property too. Are we talking a 20-foot strip or are we talking a
No,
10-foot
we're
strip?
talking, if that's 20, we don't have a scale.
I'm just not familiar with
I
that
don't
back
have
part
it,
there. I'll go look at it then.
We're talking about 6 there, 1 to about 20 there, so 20, maybe 1,000 square feet.
Yeah, I don't think it's much.
I don't know.
I don't think it's much.
If you would have opened your big mouth with your $100, so you'd be fine. If you would have told them it was 10, you'd be fine.
No.
We pay them.
I know better
So
than that.
so you're trying to say?
I know better than that because it's commercial property if they own it.
I can tell you this, I just acquired 2.5 acres of property, with the purchase of my house. The taxes on that, for those 2.5 acres are $100 a year.
But that's part of a commercial.
That's why
That
I,
is commercial.
It's part of a commercial property though.
yeah, in a flood zone that they can't build on, so. But there again,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, something else.
you guys gotta look at it, so we'll table it and let you take a look at it. That's all I have for you.
The only other thing I have is the code of ordinances for pets in the park. There is the piece of the code of ordinance that affects it. Number 19, allow pets, and it starts with prohibiting conduct, no person in attendance at a park shall allow pets to walk with them or accompany them, except for service animals whose assistance is necessary and required. So I think that has to be changed to allow pets to be off of a leash, would be my concern. Now, I don't know how you change that wording and how you do it easily, and if that's how you do it,
Well, do we want to have them without a leash?
we don't. So I want to say you
Well,
cannot
there's a
have a
leash.
pet without a leash. So all pets must be on a leash, but
Right, and-
you know it's prohibited.
And not only put it on a leash, but have a length of the leash because some of these now they can
Okay,
extend
like a
20
6-foot
feet.
leash, yeah. So you'd want a 6-foot leash, and you'd want to make sure that people are cleaning up after their pets.
Yeah.
So I don't understand if you can find language somewhere else if someone say that.
If you're 3 feet in the air, that means your dog will be within 3 feet from you on a 6-foot leash. I mean, you gotta look at it that way.
8 feet. I don't care. Make it 8 feet.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the max.
I'm just,
8 feet's the max.
I'm just saying that, I'm just looking at it from a feasibility standpoint. 8 feet, I think, is plenty. So no more than 8-foot leash and what? And must clean up, right?
Just clean up after your
Well,
animal.
we already had that law.
And those are really, I think we do want to say animals are not allowed in pavilions or structures. I don't know if you have to say that or if that's assumed.
Well, whoever's renting them, they would be used, you know, if they want to have someone or not. What's your concern with that?
Just so people don't have any dogs in yards with them.
I don't have a problem with it if they're on a leash.
Well, we'll have to make P in the arts pavilion.
Most animals don't do that though.
Oh,
No.
I think they would.
Yeah.
Because they mark territory. Yeah. I think they pee all around. So I don't think you want to let animals into pavilions. And maybe you want to make it the pavilion area. I don't know that. I guess it's something we need to talk about with Wes. Do we want to do that? And Wes was a little concerned about pets altogether. So we have to talk to Wes
And
about that.
is this all parks or just community park?
This is all parks, and then there's extra triangle park ones. Now the other one is the bicycle, which is number 7. Operate, stop, or park any vehicle, bicycle, or other means of conveyance, except in areas where permitted or designated by proper authority. So do we want to designate parks as available, or we just want to eliminate that word of bikes?
I want to allow bikes in the park.
So the best way to do it is number 7, just eliminate the word bicycle or other means of conveyance.
Just eliminate taking this out. Operate, stop, or park any vehicle, bicycle, or any means.
Well, just get rid of bicycle.
Get rid of the word bicycle there. Now, is there anywhere else that talks about skateboards?
I mean, technically, if you're saying this, you got the scooters where you
You
got
don't really want
skateboards,
Scooters are all right, I
a
think.
kid with a big wheel,
You want to allow skateboards in the park, right?
I don't care, but
As long as they're not in
Yeah,
violation.
well, and that's your problem.
and they're doing it now, and they're usually caught on film. They've already been busted. There's been some that have been busted in the past year, I believe.
I don't think you want to allow them to ride skateboard. I don't know.
They do it now, anyhow.
Because what happens if we assume a new park? And
Chief, can we ask the chief quick? Chief, do we have kids riding skateboards in the, not just the community park though, this would be
In all parks.
In all parks. Are they riding skateboards in the parks currently? Community park?
Not allowed to, but sure they are.
I mean, we know the arts pavilion, the history there, but other than that, I mean,
I would suggest.
we're addressing whether to allow
Maybe give me some
skateboards,
time to
bikes, whatever
give
in
me
the
some
parks.
rules.
We feel it's silly that for so long we haven't allowed bikes in the parks, so we're going to allow bikes in the parks. Obviously, you want kids. I mean, when I grew up, I rode my bike to the parks.
Right.
But we're looking at the other parts too: the scooters, the skateboards.
Yeah, we've had, as you know, various complaints about the park and the Arts Pavilion and the destruction to the borough property there. And we've identified several groups over the years. We've held them accountable. We've sent them to juvenile court, all kind of things. But right now, I think Triangle Park's more of a problem than.
Yeah,
And that one has
and
the
that has
prohibited
separate.
contact
That has
in it.
its separate
does.
rules. That
It
has
does.
its separate rules.
Correct.
I'm looking at a standpoint. I mean, they're in the park now anyhow. The kids that aren't going to follow the laws aren't going to follow the laws no matter what. There's kids that are going to follow. I mean, there's kids that are decent kids, but the ones that don't follow the rules ruin it for everyone else. So, all right. I just wanted to know. I know you caught some in the past down at the
A lot.
and they've been busted by the cameras, right?
Yes, the cameras help us identify several different people. And generally, when you take them to juvenile court, or you have to hold them responsible for the damage, they don't come back. But there's so many different groups that do use them. So, if you're
Triangle Park has some specific language.
Correct.
And I think we want to keep that specific language for Triangle Park.
Is that the biggest problem?
Yeah, but community
For
parks,
us,
we also want to be careful we don't allow skateboards and all of a sudden they're down there at the refreshment stand skating on the tables in front of the refreshment stand and
Right.
saying, well, we can do this, skateboards are allowed in the park.
we typically find the skateboarders, obviously, after hours at night when they're, and when the Arts Pavilion is unoccupied, they use those for their obstacles and all that. But yeah, it's a
How about you
problem all
say
over town.
you
But
specifically say skateboards are allowed on the road? I mean,
I'll tell you what, how about, give me an opportunity to create some language for you guys?
yeah.
And I'll
That'd be
bring it back
better.
to
I agree.
Simon.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I mean, you know what we want. We want to allow bikes and whatnot, but
And I don't think using skateboard as a means of transportation is a problem.
yeah.
Using a skateboard as to do tricks and hop on walls and destroy borough property is a problem.
Oh, you can still do. I mean, I see kids trying to
Yeah.
flip their skateboard
Right.
while they're
On a
riding,
flat
and they're not doing it. They're not hitting any obstacles or anything.
So maybe just limit them out of all structures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they still have to follow the rules of the road, of course,
Yeah.
like a bicyclist does or a runner.
I think it's gonna be the same kids that we always have. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's the same
anyone's just
four
gonna
down
miraculously
there.
show up and,
It is, but you know what, the identifications of the number of kids we collect would boggle your mind.
oh,
I mean,
I would.
we try to warn them, get their identities, and then the next time it's, okay, now you pay the price, we told you.
Yeah.
You know, you got notice, but I think
I do have another meeting I do have to go to.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Is it, well, one second. The triangle, you said that's a problem. Are they causing damage now?
we're
Yeah.
just, we've
Go look
seen
at it.
damage down there.
Oh, it's getting worse
Is it to the
weekly.
point where we're able to put a camera there to bust them?
Shane called me maybe last week, where we talked.
Because I was going to get out of my
He,
car.
he was actually.
Oh, I've been
these
disrespected
kids are-
already, too.
These kids are, as we know today, you teach, kids today are confrontational. They're gonna ask you why. When adults get up in their face, the first thing is, you know, who are you, why? So, you know, you have to have some level of authority, which is fine. We ask the people to chase them, but expect the kids to, why? We have no place
Yeah,
to
they're
go,
defiant.
who are you? They're defiant, as opposed to in the past, you get this. So, it's a problem.
right,
Triangle
motion
Park
to adjourn.
is, our guys are chasing them regularly
I agree.
out of there.
I called them down once and they were there within 2 minutes and
Oh,
got them and
and
took their names and
Within
Garlock.
5 minutes,
Yeah.
they're gone and 4 more are
Yeah, and the
back.
other kids are coming back.
Right.
All right,
Yep.
thanks.
Motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor? Thank you, Shane.
All right, yeah.